we can say right now is that, taking precautions, obviously with children, and more so, I think it's about having a strong immunity is perhaps what's kind of like, your silver bullet in the present time. And as we said, I mean, this illness kind of behaves in different ways. I mean, I myself kind of contracted, I was COVID positive way back in April when the second wave came. And what was surprising is that, I and my son, we share the same room. He sleeps with us, with the parent. And to my, pleasant surprise, I mean, I tested positive, but he was right next to me. He didn't, which was a good sign. So I think, brings us to this question that, how will my child be safe? What can I do in terms of having, a good immunity for them? Are we saying, obviously, other than the types of foods, are there any supplements that we can kind of look at? Also, the challenge that, with most of us, especially in urban cities, I mean, children are home most of the day. A lot of conservative parents are not kind of sending kids that much out for outdoor activities and things. So how can we, I think, just given the circumstances, say that, these are some reasonable ways to keep, build a child's immunity to protect against COVID?
Yes, immunity is what is going to fight with the virus. And yet there are not too many known and proven agents or substances or foods which can result in good immunity. And we are sure that if we take this much of this, let's say, food, and our immunity will become very good. There are nothing of that sort. What is known and is that if you take a balanced diet and not the junk kind of food, that is your best defense against and best way to boost your immunity. Now, over the centuries, we have been eating, let's say, dals and rotis and rice and such things at home. Same thing, if we use and make in an interesting way for a child, is fine. But when we start adding lots of those things, for example, cheese and such things, we start using flour, which is very maida and so on. So those kind of things bring down an immunity because they have lots of calories. They do not have enough proteins. They do not have enough minerals. They do not have enough vitamins. So they fill up the tummy. They make us, give us satiety. They give us good taste, but they do not give us all the elements that are required. These little things that are required in the body, if they are not being taken in sufficient quantity in the food, then we can have a poor immunity. Now, that automatically means that if we take, let's say, I'm talking about zinc, which has been used a lot, or a vitamin C, that if we take that, it should be giving us good immunity. Unfortunately, that is not true. Unfortunately, when it was tested in the scientific manner, these two things have been around for decades now. Whenever there is a pandemic, epidemic, or something going around, everybody starts talking about these two and some more fancy things. There is no good scientific data to say that these things will help. In fact, people have started doubting whether they have done some harm to us. So, as far as supplements are concerned, these vitamins or even Ayurvedic things and other things, I do not feel that they have any beneficial effect whatsoever. If you want to take something, take in a minimal quantity. Best thing is diet. When the same vitamin C is there in a dietary food, it is far more better for the body than the pill that we may swallow. So supplements, refrain from them.
Okay, so I think the mantra here is that obviously, they say the body is kind of, obviously it's, God's built a very special kind of, machine for everybody, which kind of, is capable of not only running and repairing itself. I think as long as you give it the right fuel, probably if you're giving it the right fuel, then perhaps you don't kind of, need to have like additives. Okay, so I think generally what we hear about any other disease or illness, avoid processed foods and kind of have a balanced diet is what also is applicable for COVID.